everybody, welcome to another episode of the Unturned Podcast. I'm your host, cucuycharles. I'm joined once again by Trident Games.
Polaris is just another reskinned fucking Yukon.
Reskinned gun.
Staswalle.
A Yukon.
I'm playing Company of Heroes. Hello.
And we have a special guest today, danaby2.
Danaby.
The baby.
Now, here's the question. Why is there two Danabys?
Well, okay. This is actually such an interesting story that I've told it like 70 times already. I had, I was a dumb child at one point. Like, some would say I'm still a dumb child, but I was a dumb child at one point, and I made a Minecraft account with the username, and I quote, danaby2, right? And then, I don't know what happened. Like, I couldn't log into that account for some reason. Like, I don't know if I just forgot my password, if I just didn't set it up properly. So I was just like, you know what? The next logical step is just to add a 2 to the name.
Why Danaby1? Why not just Danaby?
I mean, it might have been just Danaby, but then like Danaby1 wouldn't make sense because it wouldn't be the first one, unless you're like indexing it.
Exactly.
Bruh.
All right.
So there's
So
not
we
a
know what
conspiracy-
happened
There's
to
not a
this,
conspiracy that there's two Danabys that existed.
I didn't
Well,
hear what
yeah.
you said. 'Cause
Okay. So many people know you for the maps that you created over the years for Unturned, and also in the early days, you used to make a bunch of YouTube content. What would you say, like that? What would you consider yourself right now as?
Lazy. Nah. Well, I mean, I haven't made a YouTube video in like 9 months, so I think the answer is quite obvious. Although, like, okay, every so often I still get like the itch to like make a YouTube video, and then like I sit down, open up Word, write like 7 words of a script, and then like just never do anything anymore because I realize how boring it is.
You write scripts for your videos?
Well, I mean, okay, I used to like never write scripts for my videos because like back in the day when I like uploaded consistently, like I would upload like once every 2 days. So I would just have like a general idea of like what I wanted to do in my mind, and I would just do it. That's why I rewatched some of like the fucking loot from like 50 airdrops or like loot from 7 billion hard beacons recently, and they were so bad. They're so boring because they just follow the format of like intro, montage, like some blabbling, and then like when I went to showcase the results, I would just be there like, you have a 7% chance to get high caliber ammo box, 8% like that's just boring. Like nobody wants to sit through that. But like if you want to find out, then like that's the only way. But like I could have made it better.
Flodo.
Oh my god.
Just talking about you, man. Hey, what's up?
What's up? I'm covering
What's up?
for
What's up?
Diddlyono.
Yeah, it's fine.
He just needs to tell us another time that we record. Oh, yeah.
Teehee.
Here's the thing about that. You actually had an 8% accuracy because of a specific video on your YouTube channel. Because you broke...
What do you mean 8% accuracy? What are you talking about?
Unturned list, like, your stats internally in its servers.
Oh, yeah.
And you had an 8% accuracy on your actual main account.
Yeah, is there a problem?
And that was because you spent how much time shooting a Hell's Fury?
Oh, well, okay. I think I did the math in that one video actually, but I don't remember the exact numbers. But I'm pretty sure because, like, it was kind of like an iterative process. Like, I would like shoot a bunch of like zombies for like 20 minutes, and then I realized, wow, this is an awful idea, and then I edited like the game files, you know, fucking Marsh game style. Made it shoot faster, made it like have like more spread, like whatever. But I ended up getting like a formula that works, which was like explosive bullets, and just giving them a huge radius so they just kill everything on the map. But the real trick was not to use zombies, but use animals instead because they respawn faster for whatever reason, or at least they used to when I did that. I don't know if that's still true, but I'd say in total it took like a week or 2. I don't know. I don't remember that far back, honestly.
And that was the video where he broke the kill counter for a weapon.
Okay, yeah, and I just want to say something really interesting about that because, like, over the years, the kill counters actually been like broken in like many different ways. Because back in the day, I'm pretty sure when I made the video, it just like went back to like 000, And then I remember there was an update where the text actually like went off the thing, and now the text just gets like squished after like the new like text changes.
Mm-hmm. So wait, does that item still exist right now?
Yeah, it does still exist.
And it's like super squished because of the amount of kills on it?
I think it is just slightly squished because it's like only 1 digit longer than it should be.
Okay. So that item still exists. So, well, actually, this is another question I should have probably asked with the other one. But why did you stop making YouTube videos?
I just don't find it fun anymore, honestly. It's such a boring answer, but like I did it back in the day because it was like a grind, it was like a challenge, you know. Like I would come back home from school, fucking make like a video, like throw it out like 2 hours later, and I'd be like, wow, that was so fucking exhilarating, but I'm done and I'm proud. And then next day I go into school, my friend tells me, hey, your YouTube video got like 8,000 views overnight, and I was like, damn, okay. Yeah. So it was fun for a while, but then I was like, wow, I have no more ideas, and this isn't fun anymore, so I'm not going to force anything, and then I just quit.
So did people around you in your real life knew that you made these YouTube videos on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, like in the beginning, I just told my close friends, but like, like eventually kind of spread around the school, and I remember like people would just ask me like, yo, how much fucking Great British pounds are you making? Are you rich? Are you rich? How much views have you got? How much subscribers? And I remember the highlight of my life was when in geography class, me and my friend we sat at this table with these two girls, and I fucking walk into the class one day, I sit down, and of all fucking videos, they reference that one Halloween special I did. And I was
the Halloween special?
They were like, oh my Danko, it's Halloween. And I was like, nah, that... It literally could not have been worse. It literally could not have been worse.
That's funny.
That is quite funny.
So people did know about you.
They did. And like, I mean, some people were like, oh, he fucking plays Unturned, like what the fuck is that, like Roblox? But like some people were generally kind of interested, and most of them I think just didn't really care.
Did your family know?
Yeah, my family knows. Cause I mean I would talk about like my nephew was really invested. He was like, yo, my uncle, he's a YouTuber, right? And the rest of them didn't really care. I remember telling my mom when I first got 100 subscribers. I was like 13 at the time, so you literally cannot judge that. But I was happy.
Okay. So you were doing YouTube videos. You were having fun. You made some parkour maps during your YouTube kind of there. You were stepping into the map design during your YouTube career. Would you say that?
I've been doing maps like since before YouTube.
Before YouTube?
I'd say. Well, before I took YouTube seriously, honestly, because first map I made was in like 2015, which was like really bad. It was like an arena map. Because back in the day, I really liked. I don't know if you remember. You probably do remember this. There was a Me Like Big Boom video he did on like this Dust 2 recreation. And I remember I used to play that shit all the fucking time. And I was like, wow, this is so cool because it's like so different than like what the vanilla game is, right? Because there was like a bunch of kids. You could get like an Uzi with like a silencer and it shot really fast. And I was like, wow, this is sick, right? So I wanted to make my own like interpretation of that, but it was kind of shit. Because I tried to, like, my school had a really cool layout. And I tried to like replicate that. But then I remembered there was there was this story of some guy who recreated a school and as like a Counter-Strike map, and he got in trouble with the police. And then I was like, shit, now I gotta make something different for this, right? So I made it into like a snowmobile factory, and I used like a bunch of modded models. And I didn't know which mods I used, so like as the required mods, I just put down everything I had downloaded, and then. Because back in the day, there was no like rescale tool, there was no invisible walls, there was like nothing. So I had to make sure that like you can't jump out of the map by just like making like the fences and everything really high. And I succeeded until I started detailing, and I put like this one dumpster next to a fence. and you could fucking like jump off of it and just escape the whole map. And I put it on the server like right after I uploaded it. Some Russian guys joined and they immediately fucking just jumped out, and I was like, oh my god.
And that was your first experience with the actual map that you made?
Yeah.
Would you?
It was really fun. It was really fun playing with friends on it. Yeah, I was even surprised that like some randoms would join because like, I mean, I don't know. I just put it up on the workshop. Didn't really expect anyone to play it.
So that's how you like. But this is like. Well, I guess I can't really say that.
Oh.
Because I was thinking of his older YouTube content with the Minecraft, which I still find funny.
I'm pretty sure that those Minecraft videos were like, yeah, I think they were like before the time I made my first map, or like around that same time. I don't know.
Yeah, because I was gonna bring him up because I was like, were you making maps right then and there? like Danny going wee down at like the smallest hill, and he's making like a map in the Unturned. That's all I was
Listen, if you're doing YouTube, you need to hype it up, okay? You need to hype up what you're doing.
Yeah. Do you still have that Minecraft world, or no? Is that gone? Is that lost to history?
I think all of them were lost media. I remember I was smart. I was fucking like big brain. Like I downloaded like that Minecraft world of that server, and I backed it up. But I took no idea where that backup is. Like I found this old ass hard drive from like 7 years ago, and I opened it, and there was a bunch of Doge pictures. So I decided to just like unplug it.
Never.
Maybe
Never
it's
again.
on there. Maybe not. I don't know.
You gotta give us the Minecraft download, bro. We gotta go back and go see the past. I want to go.
I would love to see that shit. Like, me and my friends spent so much time on that world, and I remember there was so much drama with it because I remember one time I was over at my cousin's and I get a frantic DM from my friend that like one of our other friends is burning his fucking house down. So like I open up my old ass like Samsung Galaxy S2 or whatever, go to the browser, like try to get access to like the server console or whatever, and try like ban him. And I was fucking sweating like the whole way back to my house, but yeah, it was kind of funny.
That's
and then we had like this whole area dedicated for like mini games, but then I realized like you can't really do much in Minecraft in terms of like vanilla mini games. Well, not with the knowledge of like a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say was your big break for content creation on
big break?
workshop?
What do you mean? Like
for like the workshop?
break?
Like what
like
was something that like
breakthrough?
everybody was like, who is this
Bunker
guy?
Arena.
What is this? Like, what was that for people? Would you say?
Like do you mean like something that like people would like start knowing me for, I guess?
Someone like, let's say like people in the community are starting to recognize that there's somebody making some stuff that seem interesting.
I don't know. I'd say it was honestly quite gradual because I was making a bunch of shit. I was making like in the beginning I was making those like racing maps, and I remember Antak. Like, you know, nobody fucking remembers Antak nowadays, but like he was one of the first YouTubers I watched because the way I got into this game was I was over at my cousin's house. I saw an advertisement for War Thunder. I played War Thunder. I started watching a bunch of YouTubers play War Thunder, and they also had like series on Unturned. So and one of those YouTubers was Antak. So like one of the first YouTubers to actually make like a video on one of my maps was Antak, and like that was such a surreal experience for me at the time. Like I was fanboying. Like I remember leaving like 7 comments on that video. And then after the racing maps, there was like, what was it? Like I started making arena maps because arena became like a game mode. And like whenever I released a map, like I would always go on YouTube, just type up the name, like see if anyone like mentioned it or like made anything about it.
I mean, you still cannot do that, right?
I mean, I still do that. Yeah. Because I mean, it's really hyped. Like
that's literally how you found out about me.
That is literally how I found out about Stas, because I googled like Unturned Elver, and then there was like this music video, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Sounds like ass, dude, but I'm gonna compliment him anyway, just to make him feel happy. No, I'm kidding, but yeah. And then yeah, after that was like the arena maps, Sewer City, fucking Holt Baker played on that. I'm pretty sure, because like that was the time when he used like live stream and shit. Then the next big one was like my recreation of Nuke, which I was really proud of at the time. I spent like 4 weeks on it, uploaded it, and it was like the most subscribed map in terms of arena maps on the workshop for like years, dude. Like it was fucking crazy. I was super proud of that. There was a bunch of videos. There was Hayden. What was his face? Why not? I don't think anyone remembers Why Not, but yeah, there was a bunch of videos. And then after that, I think I got into the curated stuff. So there was like Bunk Arena, and some other maps probably too. But yeah.
I imagine like you will eventually talk about Elver, and I recall that Menoman made a video about like ranking maps and like and he talks about how ways that
Hold on. Before we get, before we get to that step, because he's talking about that, because I know that this is a big part. This is gonna be a big part of the episode. Before we get into that, I want to talk about Kane Arena, and then the anticipus after that, which was Danko.
Why are we skipping Athens Arena?
Because Athens is a meme.
No, it was good. I think. Okay,
I played it. It's
I
good.
forgot about it, honestly.
Had mountain machine guns.
Okay, let's talk about the arena maps then. Okay, let's start off with Bunk Arena because I think that's like, I mean, it's logical, right?
I make fun of your bunker arena all the time. The trailer sucks so bad.
Okay. Okay, believe it or not, but that was like the best out of a like horrible fucking bunch of trailers. Because I tried to do like something quirky, like have some like story to it or like whatever. And there was also another version where like there was fucking like a song with lyrics. And I remember, I think Serati bullied me for that, but I mean, rightfully so, because it was kind of weird. But the interesting thing about Bunker Arena actually is I recently came across screenshots of it. I would send them, but it's kind of like nobody's gonna edit this episode anyway. But the map was initially gonna be like a sequel to like my Nuke Arena, because my Nuke Arena was like the best fucking thing I've ever made. So why not make a sequel to it? And I started making it out of like Compound, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. But then I was like, what if I try to make this curated, right? And like learn Blender and like learn all that shit. So, I mean, that's what I did, and I made I fucking made it look like shit. But like back in the day, there was literally like 3 tutorials, and they were all like 80 pages long. So like, I mean, you have to cut me some slack to be fair.
Wait. You're forgetting. You're skipping another map. I just remembered it. What's the map? It was a snowy map. A snowy arena. What was it called?
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, we're gonna get to that. So, okay, I guess with Bunker Arena, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Except for there was gonna be a bunch of weapons for the map. I don't know why they weren't included, to be fair, but because I did make them, but I don't know why I didn't include them. And then we had like a playtest with Nelson, and that was kind of sick. I remember he was like asking us some stuff about like 4.0, but like we were all really awkward at the time, so it was kind of awkward. And then, okay, after that, Athens Arena, which is where the snowy map comes in, because nobody actually know this. Well, like 3 people know this, but nobody actually know this. No, no, you don't know this. You don't know this. You don't know this. But Athens Arena actually like was just a reskin of one of my old workshop maps, because I remember I made like a snowy map, and then I had to like rush it because like we were going to like my cousin's house for like Christmas Eve or whatever. And the chart wouldn't bake, so I just like drew a snowman and just called it a day, just put it as the chart. But Athens Arena was a like remake of that map, I guess. Like I took what worked from the layout and kept it.
It was the same layout.
I mean, it wasn't the same layout. It wasn't the same layout. No, it wasn't. There was a bunch of redundant areas in the original that I like threw out.
The side areas were gone. That was the only edit.
I mean, yeah, it was a very slight edit, but that was because it was a perfect layout. It's actually like the Dust 2 of arena layouts.
I just think it's funny because I was playing on it. I'm like, wait a minute, I know what this is from, and then like somebody else pointed it out, and I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm like, bro, there's no way. That was like 2 years ago.
Yes.
I remember playing it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it may have been slightly inspired.
Slightly inspired, huh? Okay.
Slightly inspired. No, but I was actually really happy of Athens Arena in terms of like the aesthetics of the map. Like I remember turning my bloom up, turning up, fucking sun shafts, fucking lighting, foliage, fucking everything. Pressing insert for a 4K
Racing.
screenshot.
Heavily inspired by G2M.
Games too much. Nah, okay.
When the
There's a
color
rumor.
skill
There's a
is
rumor.
broken.
There's a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy floating around. I don't remember who told me this, but apparently when Games Too Much was making Hawaii, his like monitor saturation was turned down, which is why that map was such a flashback. I don't know if that's true. I don't want to be perpetrating
I
any
have
rumors,
heard
but
that.
like,
I have heard of that. So like,
yeah.
Well, I think
It might
it's
be.
true because no right
I think
person
I've
would
seen
make
that.
that. No right person would make that. I believe it. Dude, it actually like burnt my eyes sometimes. I remember like looking away once after playing Hawaii and it like actually hurt my eyes. So I believe it, if I'm being real. I mean, if Games Too Much wants to come on the show and like disprove this and like you
We should have a debate with Games Too Much. I
No,
would
Games
love
Too
to have a
Much is
debate.
I don't know what's up
Comes
with
to
the
the
guy.
show and just confirms it.
Yeah, you could just confirm it for us, please. I don't know. Games Too Much is like disappeared.
the comment. We will pin the comment if you do.
No, he's gone. He's gone. I don't know what happened to the guy, but it's kind of funny to think about. Because, I mean, Dan, would you say that there was any inspiration for your maps because of other content creators, or no?
Yes. Okay. On Greece, they didn't use road objects. They used road nodes to make sidewalks for roads, and I think that was like literally the biggest fucking like the biggest mind explosion, the biggest like why didn't I think of this fucking moment I ever had, because in like Alberton, you know how you've got like the roads with the sidewalks, like those are kind of boring because they're like 90 degrees and shit, but like if you use road nodes, you can have like really funky like weird ass angles, and I think that was like, yeah.
You think that was good?
I think that was great. I think it was beautiful, in fact.
Yeah. Have you heard
Yeah.
from Games Too Much at all, Dan?
Not really. I mean, I didn't really talk to him like much back in the day, anyway. So
I don't know.
Most I heard of Games Too Much was that they were just gone. Like, most of the information I had was that they disbanded and they never replied to anything again. I even asked Nelson once, and he said he didn't have word from them either. So
no, because Nelson is in charge of like Hawaii and Greece and stuff. Because like he like first of all, he's the one who uploaded into the workshop, and second of all, like he's still like fixing bugs on them. Because I remember there was an issue like with the fog. It was like neon green or something.
Neon green.
I mean, no, literally, it was literally like neon green. Like I'm not saying this as an exaggeration, but it was like, RGB 02550.
I believe it. I don't know.
When the
It's funny
light
how
up
this will be like so many questions for Nelson in the future, but like it's funny how so many people have left and have burdened Nelson with their work and just like basically left everything. So
Maybe that's why he doesn't want to hire anyone.
well, then again, I mean, like they have no ties to it. They have no ties. There's nothing keeping them there. There's no incentive really for them.
I have a bow tie. No, okay. Speaking of that, by the way, I think we should start a petition to get like all the busted maps removed from like the created section. Because okay, imagine this: you're like a fucking 12-year-old child. Like imagine yourself, but you're 12 years old. You download Unturned for the first time. You go like start playing single player on PEI because you don't know how the server browser works. You're like, oh, this game is so fun. But I've played all the official maps now, but I want to try like some of the curated stuff. You download Carpad, the grass is red. You download Belgium, like the grass is like purple or some shit. You download France, fucking like the grass is like, I don't know, blue or some shit. Like I don't know. It's just kind of sus how like half the maps in the curated section are now broken because they didn't use master bundles for their grass.
Yeah, they're all a bit
And, like,
silly.
And like once they get fixed, like sure, like we can add them back, but I think like it's just kind of a bad look for the game in a way.
I don't know, because the thing is I don't even think people are smart enough to click on that tab. the thing is,
Imagine they Belgium, but the grass is still PEI.
Oh yeah. The Belgium is broken in the sense that its grass changed to PI, but like it doesn't look any different.
what? That's a thing?
Yeah. Because I mean, according to Flodo at
Is
least.
it fixed?
I don't
or
know
no?
if he's
Is it
lying or
still the
not.
same?
No, both France and Belgium have PEI grass
Right now.
as the default now.
Right now.
Yeah. Right now.
Bruh.
Oh. Oh.
This is why I don't play creative maps. Well, okay, let's get out of the debate of other people's maps, and let's get back to Dan. Let's talk
So
about...
Belgium is called
When did we
Belgium
leave off?
underline final.
Athens
We could-
Arena.
Yeah, Athens Arena.
Well, okay, well, let's just go to the next step then.
Oh my
Atheist
God.
Arena.
Oh my God, what the hell is
Let's
that?
talk about Dango.
What about
Dango.
Canyon one?
I mean, I thought we did. I'm silly.
I mean, no, we didn't talk about the
Okay, go
Canyon one.
ahead,
The
talk
Canyon
about
one was also
Okay.
it was also a remake of a classic danaby2 layout, but
Shut
this time I added a lot more to it. If anyone has ever played Sewer City, that's like what originally the map was going to be like. I was just going to make it like a sewer, but then I was like, that's kind of boring. Like, let's make it a monotonous canyon map instead. Like, I'm still really disappointed with the color scheme of that map because it was just like brown everywhere. Like, the only green thing was like cactuses. But fun fact about Canyon, actually, instead of having that big canyon on the map, initially there was just going to be a big ocean. Because literally none of us thought to put a canyon there until like one day I woke up and I was like, why don't we put a canyon on the map called Canyon Arena? And then like I fucking told that idea to like everybody in like the group chat, and then they were like, oh, you know. And I mean, yeah, that was a pretty sick idea. And then another thing about the map is like everybody, like you ask someone like what was the most busted weapon on the map, and you're literally never gonna get like a coherent like nobody's ever gonna
Dynamite.
agree on it, is what I'm trying to say.
Dynamite.
Because
We could
I mean,
talk about
okay, you say dynamite. One of my fucking like sweaty ass friends told me like the sharps is stupid OP because you could one shot anyone from any distance. Some other people would say the revolver's OP because it's like a fucking like you can spam it like from a distance and just laser someone. And like some other people would say the shotgun's busted because you just walk into someone's face and you can one shot them.
No, the sharps is OP.
And I remember like people actually took the sharps from that map and they just like used to import into like every other like fucking custom like modded like map at the time. I feel like I remember stumbling upon almost like a fucking sharps rifle guaranteed at like
Our
any
rifle is
campground or
real.
something.
Well, here's the thing about Canyon
Yeah.
Arena that I really appreciate, because I don't think you purposely did it, but it's really good. It's literally like you don't incentivize a lot of specific styles, specifically because of Arena and the way that Arena works. So it involves you having to adapt to the situation that's going on. So, which leads to a lot of people claiming that all the weapons are broken, which isn't true. If anything, I think
People are complaining.
I still think
People are complaining about the weapons because there's no like all around automatic weapon.
Yeah.
No. I still think
Didn't
that
have
I still think the
automatic.
sharps
Actually,
is
they
the
had a
broken
Gatling
weapon.
gun.
But like at the
Yeah.
same time, it's a shifting meta when it comes to the way that the map works, which makes it different from the majority of other maps. Which I like Cannon because I mean it was fun. It was really fun, and it didn't like feel like everyone was using the same weapon. Yeah.
I think one thing that I would do, actually, this is a really banger idea for an update for the map, but nobody plays it anymore, so there's no point really. Make it so the equip animations are like way shorter and everything, so you can like switch weapons easier to like conform to the situation as you were saying earlier. And number
Back when
two,
I was
make it. Wait, hold on. Let me finish it. And then number two, make it so you can equip like the shotgun from like the third slot, so you could like have access to all the weapons. What were you gonna say?
that's exactly like the conclusion we came when I was hosting the map on my server. Like everything just clicks, but it just feels a little bit sluggish when it comes to like equipping the weapons because you cannot adapt as fast as you would like. Basically,
Great minds think
That's just a
alike.
major problem
Yeah.
with Unturned. Like it takes. I counted the frames because I was gonna make a whole video on like how stupid frame data is when it comes to Unturned. takes like 48 frames to pull out the maple strike, if I remember correctly, which is ridiculous because you can die in 2. You can die in 2.
I think that's the problem with weapon DPS more than it is with equip animations.
No, because it doesn't lead for any like switching of anything. You just stick to one weapon, if anything. Like it's kind of annoying.
I mean, are you gonna switch from your maple strike to your Avenger?
I would like to switch to a katana to kill a
That's some
zombie
role
that's
player
off
type
me, and
shit
then
right
switch
there.
back to a maple strike in like 3 seconds, so I'm able to fight off another player. I mean, there's a lot of situations where I've always hated that I have to waste ammo or alert other people to where my position is. It's just annoying. So
I would switch because you get more style points that way.
yeah.
If you have to P rank the level, then you have to switch weapons. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You can switch to like a nade and then like the Avenger, then shoot the nade quickly and it explodes.
Yeah, shoot a coin in the air.
Yeah.
Nobody realized that I'm making an ultra kill reference. No
I
one.
know.
No, I realized. I was gonna make some other Ultra Kill reference, but I've literally never touched that game before. I'm sorry.
Alright. Now that we're done with Canyon Arena and the funniness of that map,
Now we're on
let's talk
Django.
about I think in my opinion what cemented your name within the workshop community was Danko.
You think that
Dango
was a
boss?
I think personally.
No, Danko died after like a week. Because the problem with the map was like, I was like, let's make it like fast paced. Let's make it like fucking like what's like a drug that makes you really hype?
Speed.
Blueberries.
Speed,
Meth.
blueberries. Yeah, make it like fucking blueberries mixed with like methamphetamines. So like you hop on, you kill like 70
Right.
people, but it was like way too fast. I think like especially
Really?
if you had a max server.
I disagree. I mean,
I guess with a
You
max
disagree?
server, I can see that because people are spawning and people are just dying. But it's like, yeah.
well, here's
I
the
get
thing.
that, but
It
it's a
wasn't
fun
arena.
map.
It wasn't arena. It was
There's
deathmatch. This was the first
It was
deathmatch map,
deathmatch,
and,
yeah.
and that's
yeah,
what.
the first deathmatch map, and that was it's like it's just
I
better.
kinda know the problem with the map, but with the deathmatch like system itself.
Yeah, but it was different. Like at the time, it was just arena maps that were coming out that Dan made also. But like it wasn't like okay, it's just arena. But then deathmatch was a thing, and then everyone was talking about your name. I remember like people that wouldn't even play curated maps saying that all this Danaby guy seems to be interesting. Like these are old timers too. People that don't exist anymore, but they were talking about you. Like everybody was like Danaby2, that guy. There was no other curated person that had that like kind of like kind of appeal.
Because everybody was just making the same shit at the time. Because okay, there used to be this sentiment like that was shared across like everyone that like, okay, it's a curated map, so it has to like conform to like the rules that the game set out. Like it's gotta be like Washington or Russia. You can't like be different. Like what is that? Like that's treason.
And also, it
You know
has
what
to
I'm
be a real life country.
Yeah, it has to be a real life country.
Yeah, so people can make funny references about it.
And like
Real.
that's kind of the thing with me. Like I don't mean to brag or anything, but like I've always tried to make like different shit, I guess, because like I mean I started off with the race maps because nobody was making race maps for the game. Then I made arena maps because all the arena maps that were out were kind of dog shit except for like the Dust 2 one. And then I started making the curated stuff, and then I made a few maps.
I think you were the last arena map to actually be curated, which is sad to say.
Mhm.
Nelson, I'm very disappointed in you, by the way, for that. I'm very disappointed for that decision.
Literally, nobody plays arena.
No, because it's
anymore.
not, because it wasn't full. It was like, okay, I'll say this again, because I said this like on the 15th episode, because I remember saying on that, was the arena was like having its first baby steps and then fell into a vat of acid and then basically was just like closed off and not helped at all, which is like completely like disgusting. And I just really hate what happened because it was becoming better, but obviously was stunted. And I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. That's all I'm saying.
We need more deathmatch maps.
No, yeah, when playing fucking, I guess arena mode, it can get pretty boring because I'm not that great, so I end up dying and having to wait for like 20 people.
Yeah, then you have to wait.
mess
Deathmatch
around.
can avoid that because deathmatch is just PvP all the time. But
Yeah, and people can even like I guess hide and just wait along
everything
the game.
deathmatch needs now is just a grace period when you spawn in. That's it.
Mhm.
Mm.
Also, you can out heal the storm with blood bags. I mean, that's probably not really surprising, but still, it's like
Well, here's the
I
thing.
remember Z-Man did it.
It's so okay. Let me just rhyme real quick. It's so annoying that you can't change the damage. Actually, I'm pretty sure you can change the damage of second of the wall, but you can't change the damage of second per second of like the dead zone. Because something people would do is get a bunch of dressings and just run into the Elver dead zone, and yeah, kind of
Yeah.
unrelated.
So,
That was like the meta strat.
well,
That
don't
was
people,
the meta strat.
Well, don't people like make it so that like radiation poisoning will just completely like fuck you over instead of like radiation like actually damaging you?
Yeah, but like
Because that's how Arid did it. Is like when you reach like low food, low water, low like rate anything, you just die super fast, and you can't out heal it.
True.
Well, what was I
Maybe-
gonna say
Manage.
about arena maps real quick?
Uh-huh.
Specifically, I think you had the last deathmatch curated map and the last arena curated maps. I believe.
Mm-hmm. And the last survival curated map. If you think about it.
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh my god.
No. I think that's really disappointing for me because it was like Danaby was showing, hey, you could do this and it could be appreciated within the game. But then no, was immediately struck down by the almighty.
I mean, I
design.
think it would be sick to see like new game modes because like
I mean, yeah, but like
literally,
when Nelson's completely
this year's
striking
map
down game modes that exist and were being made, that just says a bad precedent. Why is that happening? That shouldn't happen at all. I think all of us could agree that shouldn't happen.
I'm just saying Nelson should revive hard mode.
nah, PvE in this game is so sleeper. Like,
What do you mean? They caught zombies? It's fucking
okay,
fun.
let me count the enemies for you. You have zombie, fast zombie, slow zombie, spitting zombie, exploding zombie, and like mega zombie, and like that's
Flanker
it.
zombie,
Like,
nerd.
shut up, dude.
He's invisible. He's invisible.
Yeah, he's invisible. He doesn't count. I didn't see him. My bad.
You forgot about Electric Mega. You forgot about Pounder Mega. You forgot about Flame
Hey, no.
What
But it's not.
what about the
it's
flanker
not-
mega? The flanker
You
mega
forgot
was
about the
real.
Flanker Mega. You forgot about the Pirate
not
Boss
about-
Mega.
Hey,
You forgot
hey,
about
hey,
Scorpion
no.
7.
Good.
Flanker is not your word. Thank you very much.
Flanker?
It's not about what. Wow, with the hard R. It's not about how many different enemies there are, but the way you fight them.
And it's
You
also
fight.
about
You either like that's why I like the Kuwait boss, for example, because like you fight
Oh,
it in
yeah.
a different way. You do something else than just melee attack it or shoot it. You need to like jump
Yeah.
around in the turrets and
It's
oh,
like
spoilers of course, but like
Kuwait has by far the best story and boss fight out of any.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Dan.
And it still hasn't been figured out by people. Yeah.
Anyways,
Hard, Charlie.
Yeah, because the way you fight the enemies in Unturned is either you left click them and you either do that with a melee weapon or with a gun.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, that's like
it.
a lot
There's
of
no
games, though. I mean, like, if you
Yes,
fundamentally
but
think
there
about
are
it,
no-
it's just point and
No.
click.
No. My point is that you don't need to like move in a specific way. There are no like telegraphed attacks or like there are like
the hit
electric
marker is
zombie.
really unsatisfying too.
I mean, that's what Black
Like,
Ops
it's
Zombies was,
very-
but I think that's still fun.
Thing is, it's very bare bones. But Blackout Zombies isn't fun because of the zombies. It's fun because of like the upgrades and the weapons.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also like the story too, because like
Yeah.
you progressively unlock places and go to new places, and then there's the Easter eggs, and then there's like an ending to it where you know
The
you get
zombies
many
are-
points and something
Are
happens.
actually the least important part of COD Zombies if you think about it.
Mhm. But still, I mean,
No,
like,
they're
it
the
is
least and
fun.
most important, I guess.
I mean, yeah, they are the staple, but that's not where the gameplay is at. Is what I mean.
Okay, I want to go back to
That's
Dango real quick
staples, that's
before we go on
staples.
to the next thing.
Okay. Oh wait.
Unless you guys want to say something real quick.
Oh, I want to
wait,
say, Tales of Terror is like hard mode if you think about it.
No, Tales of Terror is
goaded.
goated.
Dungeon crawler.
Tales of
Tales of Terror is good.
Tales of Terror is the most goated map.
Spyjack, I would suck Spyjack's dick. Like, okay, not in a bad way, but like, dude, that guy, no, like sometimes he asks me for modding help, and he's making like I don't want to reveal anything, but that guy's crazy. He's
Cool
nuts.
stuff.
You're making cool stuff. I approve of Spyjack,
Okay,
Yeah.
so wait.
and
are
he's
we
been
moving?
he's been around for a while too. Like I remember back in like 2016.
Shit,
Mhm.
hold on.
Oh, there he goes. Well,
He's
yeah,
gone.
Spyjack
I miss
has
him
been around for a
already.
very long time, and
How
he's made
can you
some.
post, by the way?
He's made some very good maps, and very good dungeon crawler. that I enjoyed. Me and my friend used to play all the time, and he actually, respectively, he hated almost every created map during the time that existed, and was like just like hated them, except for Spyjack's Tales of Terror. He's like, the only goated thing that exists right now is Tales of Terror. And we played that on hard mode. We played that on hard mode multiplayer server, and it was so fun. It was good times.
So wholesome.
Okay, now back
100
to Dango. I want to ask something that's
Jenga.
was very funny when I first found out, and I think a lot of people found out about your map. Was specifically in the mystery boxes. There was a specific item. There was a specific gun called. There's the SDG SMG and SMG SDG. How did you approach getting the sound files for that gun? For those guns. Because there was two.
I remember because that was like the time when I used to like hang out with Union a bunch, and like I'm pretty sure he was the one that thought of the idea for them. So I just straight up like messaged him, and I was like, hey, I have an SDG SMG. Would you be able to provide some shooting noises for it? But like the man over delivered. He sent me like not only shooting sounds, but like reloading, fucking hammering, like all that shit. And he sent me like 3 to 4 samples like for each thing. So like
in FLAC lossless format.
in I don't know what format it was, but I think it was WAV actually. I don't remember. But like he fucking sent me everything, and it was like all nicely organized and shit. And I was like, wow,
Hammer.
very grateful.
Reload. Blat.
Hello.
That was so good. What?
Eject and then insert.
Blat.
It was so good,
Pew.
man. Thank you very much.
Pew.
Yeah, that was
appreciate
very good.
You guys should get Jared Bishop on this episode. That's a reference.
For reference.
No. No, I get that. Well, yeah. What was another thing? I was going to ask you something else about Dango. Was there any inspiration, main inspiration besides like the culture of Japan?
Besides Japan.
Yeah, besides Japan.
Well, like it's perhaps it's a good thing that I didn't watch any Japanese cartoons at the time, because there would perhaps be a lot more references than there was. But I'm pretty sure the only references were just like song names that I translated into Japanese and then just put like in random places.
Oh.
Mm.
What wasn't Dango more of like an experiment rather than like a real deathmatch map?
I mean, it was kind of both really, because I mean, I'd say every map was kind of an experiment to a certain extent, because like, you know, Bunker Arena, like first curated arena map, who like what like, you know, what the fuck. Athens was more an experiment in terms of like visuals, like how far can I push myself. Canyon Arena was an experiment because I added like weapons, which was like, and then after I made that, I was like, that was so fucking lame. I should do something crazy. And then I did Dango, which was like, you know, experiment, because it was a deathmatch map. And then Elver was like, I mean, Elver was Elver, you know.
Okay. One last thing. Why did you make the laser cannon a thing?
Well, okay, because I need that was when the like weather vent hook was like first added, I'm pretty sure, and I was like, I gotta make something sick with this, right? So I added that underground area, and I made it like spawn 1 laser cannon per night. Or was it like full moon? Yeah, it was full moon. And then there was the blue one, which only spawned if it was full moon and raining at the same time, which I was like, oh, nobody's ever gonna get that. But I actually surprisingly saw it like 3 or 4 times on a server. Yeah.
Well, that was my conclusion. Does anyone else want to ask anything about Dango before we move on to the next like hour of questioning?
Is there going to be another deathmatch map in the future by you?
I actually did start working on another deathmatch map after Dango. It was going to be based off of Luxembourg, and it was actually going to have like some progression to it. So I was thinking of making it a small map with like the Russia sort of idea, where you have like spawns along like the south, and I was also going to have like an ocean on the east.
Oh, I see.
So
like Russia.
You would spawn in like an L shape.
Wait. It was based in Luxembourg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me where Luxembourg on the map has water access?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, no, but
He just didn't want to say it's Ghost Valley.
It's Ghost Valley. Anyway, No, I was gonna do that, and there was gonna be like a big ass castle, and then you had to like go there, and then like you would find a bunch of cool shit there, because like that was kind of born out of some of the memories of like the Dust 2 map, like I mentioned like at the start, because I remember the most fucking fun I had in this game was like me and like a friend. We would sit and fucking T-spawn on Dust 2 in like one corner, and it would be like a king of the hill where like, you know, everybody would like keep going there, and we would like keep fucking duking it out over control of like a really small portion of the map. So I was thinking, put a big fucking castle, put a bunch of cool shit in it. People are gonna flock to it like from the oceans and shit, you know. And there's gonna be like a big PvP there. Sort of like the military base on PEI, I guess.
And never came to be.
Would you agree that this game needs more Dango type stuff?
I think this game needs more Dango type stuff in the sense that like there needs to be like more like new game modes and shit. Like I'm not saying make deathmatch maps. I'm saying like make something new, you know.
Yeah, because like, when Dango released, deathmatch was like a new thing.
Yeah, it was like a new thing, and I was like expecting like, oh, I'm gonna show the whole like world that, oh, you can make custom game modes and they can get curated, and then people are gonna make a bunch of curated game modes and they're gonna be so cool, and then nobody made
Because
it.
I believe personally the fault was at Nelson. I because he made those decisions of cutting out arena and then literally later on cutting out deathmatch, which doesn't make sense.
What do you mean cutting out?
Because he made
deathmatch and
specific
arena?
posts on the curated content where he literally said that arena maps will no longer be created and deathmatch maps will no longer be created. He literally said that. I don't know if anyone has
I didn't know that.
the direct messaging, but he literally said that. So
they can still get featured, right?
I believe so. Yeah, they could get featured. Anything can get featured.
Because I remember when Timo's map came out, like even though it's featured, like a bunch of people played
Yeah, they
it.
can get featured still, but like still the grail is the
Sky
curated.
Skyfight is the goat, okay? Skyfight is the
One
goat.
of the jets doesn't
Skyfight
work,
is the
Stas.
Is the goat,
Did he
bro.
fix that? Did he not?
No.
What?
Didn't Timo fix it?
No, I don't think so.
He's on it right now.
He's still fixing it.
He's still
Bruh.
fixing
No,
it.
it's not only a fix. It's gonna be like a whole update. He's adding stuff.
He better
like
add the
new
Hornet.
content.
He better add the
A bunch
Hornet.
of stuff.
I had a whole
Yeah,
idea
I'm
called the
pretty sure-
Hornet. It's a sniper class, the cross map.
I mean, that was a scrapped plane that literally we
Shh.
talked about it.
No.
He literally mentioned that during the
Shut up,
episode.
shut up. No, that's my idea.
Great idea,
Your
great idea,
show.
Charlie.
Okay, when I played Skyfight, I was like, there needs to be a sniper plane that's called the Hornet that can snipe from cross map. Not this Thunderbolt. This thing sucks.
Wait, are we talking about the
We're
workshop?
talking about
the workshop?
Skyfight
Oh,
again.
Skyfight.
We're talking about Skyfight for the fourth time
Dude,
on this podcast.
Skyfight.
Okay?
It's because of you. It's because of you, Stas. You always bring it up. You always bring it
I
up.
think we should be asking the real questions. Danaby, are you gonna recreate Defense Crystal?
No, okay. I don't think Defense Crystal deserved as much hate as
I'm not. I
thought.
never hated on Defense Crystal.
I didn't play it.
hating
I
on
didn't play
it.
it. I didn't even play
I thought it had an interesting purpose.
Okay,
to it.
imagine like you're some Chinese guy and you make Defense Crystal and you're like, I'm gonna submit it to this competition, and then like a bunch of people start dunking on you. Like, what do you do? Like, you're never gonna
I
make
love
another
Defense
map like
Crystal.
ever again.
No, that's
love
just
Defense
me. I know.
I literally played it all the way up until the end. That's probably
Defense
more than like
Crystal was
90% of the people who played it have done.
Here's the thing about Defense Crystal. I don't think I saw much hate about Defense Crystal. If I'm being honest with you.
Oh,
I think
Everybody on the forum
I
post
was making
dunking on it.
jokes
You can't
about it.
say
I
that.
was making jokes about it.
Exactly.
But I wasn't hating on it. Dude, if I was really hating on someone's map, it would be someone completely different that didn't try at all. But no, Defense Crystal was a fun map to play on, even though it was like formulaic and boring. It was fun.
Mhm.
Like,
No, yeah, it was fun. It was glitchy, but it was fun.
yeah, it was fun, and it was something that again that
Glitchy.
you most likely wouldn't see and was not really done. It was a tower defense basically.
hmm Yeah, it's nice to have tower
So,
defense.
I was very
they
surprised.
need to add the Sun God. If they add the Sun God, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
if the
awesome.
Sun God was like a turret that I could place down, and then we would have been like that would have been one. That would have won. I think Defense
Yeah.
Crystal actually won in the. Did it win in the
community vote.
poll?
Yeah.
It did, right?
I'm pretty sure it did actually.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, the people who I forgot who was first. No, Timo. Timo, you didn't deserve your first place. Defense Crystal did.
Hey, Lois, I'm in Defense Crystal.
Lois, holy crap, Lois, I'm in Defense Crystal. I remember. That's so funny.
Defense Bristol should be added to the base game. Just saying.
Yeah, legit. Like Nelson, you gotta go get defense crystal in the base game. Like for real.
Nelson,
Please.
what's your Amazon purchase history?
Oh yeah, the meme. Okay, I want to make this clear because I said Amazon. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said online purchase history of danaby2. I said that 2 episodes ago, and it was taken to the extreme in private messages, and I want to clear that up. But I only meant online shopping history.
No, that was the funniest fucking message. I was in bed 1 a.m.
Give some
trying to
context.
fall
Give
asleep.
some context before.
Yeah, context for people. Yeah.
1 a.m. lying in my bed, I get a message from Nelson Sexton of Smelly Just Games. What is your Amazon purchase history? Fucking 1 a.m. I fucking bailed myself out of bed, go on my PC, open up my Amazon, and then I send him like literally everything. Everything I know.
You lied to.
No, I've sent him everything. I'm 100% transparent. No, but
You sent him a message of what you buy. You didn't even send him an image. No, I saw the message. He sent him like the words. He didn't even send him an image.
Well, he can just Google it, no? Like, he has access to the internet, I think.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you could have just like got rid of all the sus things. You just sent the message.
So
Not a-
sus things to get rid of.
Not about the money, it's about sending a message.
Okay. I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this.
But when you sent me that message, I was like, bruh, no way.
I mean, he did mention like the podcast people were asking about it. So I thought like you were like recording the episode at the time with him and like talking about my Amazon purchase history with him, and I was like, what the fuck did these people want? But like apparently it was on like the silver episode or something.
Yeah. I didn't think. I mean, it was a meme of Danaby's online purchase history. I just said Amazon because that just makes more sense to me. My mind.
My online purchase history is not sus.
Danaby2.
Danaby. Okay. Hold on. I want to talk about one of my first experiences with Danaby. Danaby's in a call with Rolling Chair, and he's discussing figurines. He's discussing figurines that he wants to buy for his wall. I'm not gonna say what type of figurines he was buying, but that was my first like kind of experiences with Dan. After
the only figurine I have in my room right now is the Unturned Biohazard plushie. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, right now, because you're not what you're supposed to be, dude. This guy, man. Okay, well, all right.
Anyway, as we were saying, yeah, Bunker Arena.
No. We got it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room because we've tiptoed around it for too long. I think personally, this is the biggest accomplishment of your entire curated pack career so
Magnum
far.
opus, I'd say.
Elver.
Of course.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, I got a question about that. That was a while ago. So basically, did Man inspire Elver?
Okay.
He made a video about.
Let's get into that. Let's start from the very beginning. So I was like, I was like, I want to start out small, and I was making small arena maps for the longest time. But like while I was doing that, I was just watching like all these like groups of people, like fucking 4 or 5 people like in one group, like coming together, starting like a creative project, and like 90% of the time it failed, and then like the times it did release, it was kind of mid. Like no offense, Flodo, but like, like I remember I played Ireland with Renaxon and Diesel Cecil, and then Diesel Cecil started cussing me out in Swedish, and then we got offline raided, and then like Greece was kind of mid, and like all these maps that were coming out were kind of mid, and I was like, why isn't anyone making something exciting? So I was like, I'm gonna make something exciting.
And then Danaby changed the world.
And then I changed the world, and then I was like, let's make a map with loot progression, because like essentially, I mean, I didn't really do anything forever. I just stole the ideas from Rust and just put it into Unturned. But like nobody did that before, so I mean, you know, that was a huge leap apparently.
No one ever stole ideas from other games.
And I remember like when I was like thinking about the map like more and more, the Man video came out, and I was like, damn, like people like there's people like outside of like our friend group like at the time that kind of think in the same way, and there was a bunch of people like in the comments like, agreeing with
That
him and
video
like
is so
talking about it. And I mean, okay, I think the point he was making was really good. Like, it was grade A. Like,
I could agree with that, but the thing was is that the way that he presented it was fucking ridiculous. It was so stupid. I could not believe I could not believe what he was saying about Washington comparing it to PEI. It was the most disgusting way of disgusting maps I've ever seen. They're fundamentally they are so different, and it fucks with me that he said that. That whole video fucked with me in so many ways. It's so bad.
Damn.
But yeah, his ideas are also kind of sus too, to be fair. Except
yeah, I think his ideas were kind of mid too. Like they're unique, yeah, but like a whole like water map, like that's just not gonna be fun.
Waterworld.
Yeah, Waterworld or whatever it's called. Like that's just not gonna be fun because you're gonna need a boat for that, and by the time you find a boat, you're gonna be like swimming around for like 3 hours.
Yeah. It's like who knew that adding fucking like turning rope and cloth back in or turning cloth and metal into rope and cans could make people so happy, but then turning it back could make people even happier. I fucking love that addition about Elver.
Because there was like the more farming mod, which had like the condensed like versions of shit, and
like
it was
stack stuff and whatnot.
And I was like, well, I have cans on this map, and they're like 4 metal, and they're really fucking useless. Like, what if I just add a recipe to turn them back? And like that was like the greatest thought I had like of 2020. Like honestly,
stolen thought.
The most innovative thought ever.
The most innovative danaby2 thought. Nah, but like that was kind of like the design philosophy of Elver, which was like take the things that like people don't really care about that often and just make them like stupid OP. Because like nobody cares about fishing, nobody cares about like farming, nobody cares about like NPCs and shit. But like when you give them like when you make it so you can literally buy all the guns from them, or like when you make it so you can fish out a fucking super rare crafting item, or when you can make a whole like watermelon plantation, like 7-acre watermelon plantation, like people are gonna start doing that shit.
People are gonna start fishing, dude.
Because in vanilla, like it's so pointless. Like I remember when I started playing Germany, like when it came out, I made a huge lettuce farm and I still starved because like the weird way fucking water works. So I just walk into a supermarket, grab like 2 like fucking Coke cans, and like that's literally more effective than my lettuce farm,
Mm-hmm.
That's what I brought up the point to Nelson, but Nelson didn't like it.
I think I remember like when you made the cloth plants, I think I remember proposing like a very silly idea where you made metal plants instead.
Oh yeah, those are on Polaris actually.
Metal plants, what?
Yeah. I had like little ores for like there's a farming quest where you can buy seeds from the guy, and then it's like a little stone, and then it grows into like some metal.
Let's stop here before we talk about Among Us.
Yeah, let's stop here.
Okay, now let's go back to Elver. So you were just like improving upon things that you believed were really sus when it comes to base Unturned, and they're just like, yeah. And you watched the Man video, and you're like, a highway in the middle of a map, that's a really good idea. And that's what you did.
Because I had no idea what I was gonna do for the layout, but I really liked the idea of the highway and like the big city. Because people have wanted big cities in Unturned for like ever since the beginning. Like I remember there was like some not like Dying Light, like Walking Dead map with like massive ice skyscrapers and like 3 FPS at the time because the game was like really badly optimized in 2015. And to be fair, like now that I look back at it, Elver wasn't really like the city people were probably expecting, with like skyscrapers and like big cranes and shit. But
Elver is kind of like
Elver felt like it felt like it could still be like an official map if that made sense, but just in a
it was kind of like Alpha Valley. No, it was really funny though. Like when the map came out, I remember playing on like a 40-player server, and like it was literally like Escape from Tarkov because you would have these little fucking scavs like with an Avenger or something just like walking up to you, and then you could just blast them with the sauce.
The sauce, the little scavs.
Sauce.
I love the scavs.
Staswalle was gonna say something.
Elver City feels it's like, okay, when you loot, right? And you need to go to different locations on a normal map. Well, that's a lot of walking you need to do. And Elver City is not like the big city people probably expected, but it's just like it's handy. It's like
Mm-hmm.
what's the opposite word for annoyance?
Convenient.
Awesome.
Yeah, that word, whatever that was.
Well, yeah.
Awesome.
I think it's just made like I think the verticality as well of Elver
Yeah.
really changed how people really do things. Think about maps when it comes to the dead zone being underneath the map technically, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally consider I've always said this. I think since the start of the podcast that Elver, in my opinion, is a better updated version of PEI when it came to the way that it goes about its loot and the way that it's played. And I remember that was the first like time I actually got to test a map before it was released. And I remember playing the map and being like, "Huh, this really is something interesting." And then I saw Nelson walk down the ladder. He went all the way up and then walked down the ladder. I will never forget that image. By the way, I will never forget that he literally walked down the ladder. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. That man.
And then he got blasted.
He made it so you can climb down ladders for a reason, right? He made that feature. Of course, he's gonna use it.
No. Every sane person jumps off the ladder to go a bit faster and then clings back onto it last second. No man with that amount of hours that have played that game for that long ever walks down that slowly.
It's like the water bucket trick.
No, it's just like I was shocked. It was disgusted. I was shocked. I was horror. It was like
No, the real water bucket trick is placing down a makeshift vehicle and then getting into it before you break your legs and die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it does. No, but
That's how it'd be like.
Yeah, I remember when I played this at Elver and I was just like,
Fucking
damn.
son of a bitch.
No, I wasn't like that. No, I wasn't like that.
Wow.
I wasn't like that, Trident. No. I was like, this is gonna be very interesting. I only played it for like 2 hours. And then
Elver? You only played Elver?
No. When we were doing the playtest, because we had a playtest with a bunch of people I didn't even know. I only knew Dan.
I didn't play test. I don't even think I played
No,
test.
you weren't even around.
You didn't exist back then.
You
You
didn't exist.
literally were still like a fetus.
You didn't exist until Elver came out and you started making the Elver videos, and that's how I found you, Trident.
Same thing with Staswalle, by the way. Staswalle wasn't there for the Elver test.
We were born in the Elver. The
I
age
wasn't
of Elver.
born yet.
It's kind of
I
funny
was
to think
only-
about.
Test.
I was born out of Elver.
Yeah, so many new people came out of Elver, eh?
The streets made me this way.
Nah, you can't say that.
The hood,
Shut up.
the Elver hood.
The Elver made me
Now
this way.
listen. Me and Trident, we come from the Elver hood, you know.
Mhm. Charlie
No,
Kingston
you two are my
is-
children.
Wait.
Yeah, you think about it,
Poor
probably,
Matt.
yeah, that's correct. What
Yeah,
are you the child of then, Dan?
No.
Antak, I guess.
Ntac. Ntac's child.
Antak child.
Who's
What is
who's the
the
dad of
Unturned-
Antec? Do you know your grandpa, Danaby?
No, he died in the Great War.
The
okay.
Great War of what?
You guys remember Sopa?
No.
No.
Wait, was that what it was called? Like there was
Oh!
yeah.
The-
Stop online piracy
Yeah,
act.
Sopa.
That thing,
I remember.
So that was
I
that like
genuinely-
That's where my grandfather died.
Oh,
That's so sad. So stupid.
I can't believe I fucking remember that
Fucking
shit. dude.
Sopa and
Yeah,
Pippa.
Who's gonna draw the unturned biological tree now, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna draw the tree. That'd be interesting.
The tree, yeah.
So, Dan, were you surprised by the amount of like reception that you received for Elver?
Okay, I was kind of like not sure what to expect really, because like I thought people were like, I mean, I knew people don't like the old creative maps, but I didn't know if they were willing to like give another one a shot, right? Because if you play like 7 maps that come out and they're all really mid, like, are you really gonna play the 8th one, right? But on the other hand, I was like, I mean, it is something new. Like, if it does end up being fun, perhaps it could be like kind of huge. And honestly, it kind of surpassed like all the expectations I had. Like, because when it came out, like I remember going on the server list. Like there was so much hype around, like so much, like the trailer and everything. Like I went on the server list. There was like 7 full fucking servers. Like, and uh, like the map ended up being so popular. Like it was getting more players than Russia, like Washington, PI, like all those. And initially, like it was gonna be in the game for like 1 week only, because like that's how the curated system worked back then. But it ended up being in the game for like 1.5 years, which is like, I mean, quite a bit more than 1 week, isn't it?
Yeah.
1.5 years.
Just a little bit longer.
Just a bit longer. Yeah, I can't believe that was the case. I remember this because Nelson typed it in the text chat of the multiplayer server for the playtest. He's like, oh, maybe I might extend it to a month. I remember him saying that. I'm like, okay, Nelson.
One Canadian month.
I need to look back at that recording because I didn't tell you this, Dan, but I recorded that whole playtest from memory.
I did too. It's on YouTube.
You have it too. I have my perspective. I just haven't looked back at it because I was gonna save it for memory.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, there is some funny moments in that playtest. Some funny moments. But what would you say is about Elver in retrospect now that you look back on it? Like, what do you think?
I mean, part of me wants to think that like, oh, it's kind of a shit map, but like at the end of the day, like it was literally the best thing I could have made like at the time, like with my knowledge, you know. And I think it's good. I think like it set a lot of new precedents. A lot of I don't know what word I'm trying to say there.
That
but like,
word.
It changed a lot of things. Like, and like it was kind of heartwarming to see like, you know, Nelson like recognize kind of like the successes of the map like after it came out, and like, you know, change his mind about like how long it was going to be in the game for, and like it brought so much people back to the game, influenced a lot of maps. Like I remember Kuwait ended up being like remade with a lot of like Elver influences, I guess. And then like, I mean, Irid learned a lot from the map too, you know. Expanded on like all the concepts and everything.
I want to say personally because I don't think I've said this before, but Elver really restored my hope for curated maps, because for the longest time it was horrible. When France came out, that's when I knew it was all downhill from there. I'm gonna be real. When I saw France, it was one of the worst maps I've ever. I'm kidding. No, when I saw France, I was like, this is really just like sideways Russia. Like,
I mean, a lot of people thought like you. Like, I mean, there's a reason why that Man video got like 70,000 views and such positive reception.
Yeah, I would agree. It's ridiculous how like some of the shit takes that exist on like the most popular videos so many people agree with. but yeah, there's some truth to it. There is some truth to it that like a lot of the curated maps just were so disgusting. But it was
I mean, that's one way to put it.
It was horrible. But you did really restore my faith in a lot of the future of the game. We're at a point where the game felt like it was over. Everybody, I mean, that was when the poison was thrown onto the yard and all the plants had died and all the YouTubers were leaving because they all believed that 4.0 was coming out. Like, all the old timers, all the people that were believing that were veterans were all holding back now and like giving up on Unturned 3 and then waiting for 4.
I think
that was what was happening.
I think that's a really interesting thing to bring up, because I like at some point I was also like, I don't know if I should like start on another map project, because I don't know if like 4.0 is gonna come out like next week or something. I remember I had this one banger idea for an arena map before making Canyon, but I was like, I'll hold it off until 4.0 comes out, you know, and I'll make it like really good, like banger map, you know. I'll be the first like PvP map, and then people are gonna play it, and then it's gonna become like a classic or whatever. But I mean, it never ended up happening.
That's what I'm saying. It was really sad. It was really bleak for what was happening to this game that I think a lot of people could agree was like a really good game. It was very sad. the mass exodus of people, the amount of people that were not believing in Nelson anymore, the amount of people that were losing faith in what people were able to create for the game. It was a very, very dark time for Unturned. And then you really just kind of like came in and was like, nope. And you changed a lot of perspective on what could be done. And we're slowly starting to see the ramifications of what you've done for the game. So I do appraise you for that. And that's why I bought 75 boxes for Elver.
Only 75? Damn.
Do you think I make money, Dan? Do you think I make money?
20.
Not for this game. I'm
If,
kidding.
if you don't buy at least 700, I don't think we can be friends.
Oh yeah, by the way, this podcast is sponsored by Elver.
Buy the Elver Map Mystery Box, a link in the description. Thank you very much.
No, but
Stay until the end for more information.
it was really when the actual quest line came out, the ending of the quest line came out, it was really like, I don't know, for me it was emotional because it was like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a turning point. I don't know I don't know how much you realize that, Dan, but it really was. It really was for the whole game.
No, and it like it basically is like it's setting a new standard. Like instead of just taking a few assets and not changing the way gameplay like works, you actually made it so like hey, there's like some standards. You should at least try to do something a little bit different, not reinvent like the wheel, but make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of the problem were like the standards, because I don't know how much you people are like aware of this, but there used to be like a document for like curated maps and like a bunch of guidelines, but
it wasn't not
like,
even followed.
I mean, I think it was followed too closely. Like that's the thing, because people were looking at it and it said like trees must have 12 vertices on the highest LOD, and like you read that and like what do you think? Like
1984.
Yeah, the 1984 memes.
Well, I mean, like there was a lot of problems.
I'm pretty sure I broke like 90% of that document with like one map, but like I mean it worked. So I mean, yeah.
Maybe that also did play into why it was that way, but I mean, even the document wasn't really that followed. Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, I only remember like reading over it once and like laughing at half of it, and then just like, yeah.
Yeah, you should make your own document, Dan.
I should make my. Well, I should sell my secrets. I mean, to be fair, there isn't really much secrets. Just think of a new idea and make it.
Call it the Bible.
the
Unturned Mapping Bible. I could be like one of those like fucking like those preacher guys that like fucking walks around like you have to work 90 hours per week and then like sell like buy my book for $90, you know.
Like those Sigma mindset.
Yeah. I could have like the funk music in the background, black and white fucking filter.
2 hours early.
Mm-hmm.
AK shit. Eat breakfast. Get out of bed in that order.
I mean, okay.
Create a map. Repeat.
You people are joking, but like I swear to God, when I used to go to school, I was actually like on the Sigma grind set before the word Sigma was even invented. Like I would come home from school, fucking work on a map for 8 hours, sleep, wake up, go to school again, come home from school, work on a map for 8 hours, and it like. Elver was like the year when COVID hit, right? And when COVID hit, dude, I would wake up, make like 70 models, go to sleep, and like that was my schedule for like I don't know, like 2 months or something.
Can someone edit that and put like a Patrick Bateman like meme edit?
No, I want the Peaky Blinders. Thank you very much.
No, but I mean. Yeah, it was an interesting time too in the real world where Elver came out, and I mean that had a big play in it too.
Yeah, I remember thinking like that summer I was like, wow, this is gonna be the peak of my life. Like it like every single like thing just came together to make that like literally be the best summer. Like, you know, I was just fucking chilling, working on a map. Fucking COVID hit, so I had like 7 months of free time. You know. I was really into Tarkov back in the day too, and I actually found the game fun at that point.
Yeah,
no way,
not fun anymore.
No way,
Until it wasn't fun anymore.
That stopped being fun.
Yeah, Tarkov is a bad game and should not be played. Trident Games.
That's you, Charlie.
Yeah, I don't like Tarkov.
Tarkov is not a real game.
I did not. The thing I hate about Tarkov is just I hate Tarkov.
Okay, well,
Okay, no, but enough about Tarkov. If this is a Tarkov podcast, we would talk about it.
The Tarkov.
oh yeah, here's something funny about the quest line for. Can I say that about Elver? I can say this now, right? I can say.
Mhm.
I don't think anybody cares about the quest line. I think everyone's done it. If you've done it, well, yeah, everyone wanted the shirt, so yeah, you've done it. But I remember you telling me that the boss fight was inspired by an update that happened in Unturned.
Was it?
Yeah.
What update?
I think Dan doesn't remember, but I think it was a joke. But he said the reason for the update to have the quest line be the killing of Nelson was because Nelson made the the rating update.
No, that was a joke.
Yeah. You said it through DMs and it sounded like real. I'm like, bro, what?
No, I don't remember that. That must have been a joke.
Yeah. That was funny. That was funny.
No, I was funny like 1 year ago.
But also, here's another thing. There was an actual decay of Danaby. You could see during the map his decay. That was visibly able to be seen, and that was when Elver started. And when Elver started, it was perfectly fine. It was untouched. It was just Danaby. But then a specific anime came into Danaby's life during Elver's development and ruined everything.
No,
and at the ending, during the ending of the quest line, you get to see a scissor blade.
No, that's when it started. Because I only watched that in like, when did the update come out? I watched that in like February, I think. When did the update come out?
The quest line update had the scissor blade. It did.
No, it did. Yeah, I mean that's
the update came out. I would say like it was December.
During the updates, I'm saying, which I still consider the development of the map. So, I mean,
I don't remember what happened 2 years ago.
I mean, to be fair, the anime was pretty good. I watched it because
it was pretty good, dude. Smash is what I'm gonna say.
That is funny. No, it was
Thank you.
But it was Danaby's decay. It was the starting of Danaby's decay, and look at him now. What has he made after that? Nothing.
Exactly. I made Kuwait, guys. Now it's so funny. I keep getting messages from people reporting bugs on Kuwait. They're like, "Hey, yo, can you fix this?" And I'm like, "That's not my match."
Wait, do people actually message?
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. No, Dan. There are people telling me to fix stuff on Elver. Okay. Like.
I mean, okay. To be fair, we're both Polish, so I mean, we can just use like the Polish like mind communication network that like nobody else has access to.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Normal.
Like.
No one's gonna get that reference.
On jest czarny. No, but I was gonna say something really hype, but then you distracted me.
Oh man.
That's what we do. Welcome to the Unturned Podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Well, Dan, would you say that you're working on anything at all? I'm kidding. Okay, we all know what you're working on. It's been leaked like 6 times.
It's been leaked like 6 times by like 6 different people.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I want to get it out. I want to get it out before the end of the year, but I'll be honest, like I have a lot of schoolwork right now. Like literally right before this podcast, I was trying to make a fucking thing in Python. Like
that's a lie.
I'm trying to make a line in Python.
I know that's a lie because
really
Danaby messaged me an hour ago saying that he was gonna go get pizza to go eat.
Well, no, I was doing it before the pizza.
For pizza.
But I'm not allowed to eat. I'm not allowed to eat now. Okay, I see how it is.
Dude, this guy's pizza. Just put some ramen. Just get some ramen. Dude.
No.
No, I literally cooked the pizza. I literally made a pizza from scratch.
Okay.
Really?
Don't even at me. Yeah. Well, not
That's
really
awesome.
from scratch because the pizza bases like were pre-made. So
Are you gonna make pizza for the G5M meetup?
in Portugal, dude, I'm still waiting for the Unturned convention. By the way, if Nelson Sexton's watching, okay, here's the dates: 2024, Portugal in the A of Portugal. So like when you look at on the map, and Portugal has like the letter A in it. That's where we're meeting up. 2024,
Isn't it, like,
and there's
just,
gonna
like,
be a
openness?
helicopter ride. What's up?
It's gonna be like Among Us, dude. The Unturned convention, if it were to happen, it'd be like in like the east side of the United States, not be in Portugal.
What? Just because that's where you live, huh?
I don't live on the east side.
Yeah.
It'd just be in like New York.
Nah,
or
it would
something.
happen in
It'd be
Portugal.
like in Comic-Con.
It would happen in Portugal.
That's because it's better.
Fine.
No, because New York is expensive. Portugal, you could get like a venue for like £2.
Probably, you're probably right. But then again, like who has a passport?
Like get like a ball pit like they had in like what was it, like Furfest or something.
I'm facing you, goddamn.
Dude, the TwitchCon foam
No,
pit.
not the TwitchCon ball pit.
Dude, nah,
The TwitchCon. Oh, ow, dude.
nah, no. That wouldn't be it.
Wasn't she like a porn star?
Hmm.
And people made jokes about it.
Not only
She got
her,
her
there
ass
were
destroyed.
multiple people that were hurt, like seriously
Yeah.
injured.
At the same ball pit.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That sounds like some lawsuits.
I mean, well, okay, here. It's their fault, but couldn't you tell that like the ball pit's a bit too, like, not.
I don't know.
Wait, where's the? I had an image. Wait a sec.
And nobody's gonna see this in
No,
episode.
Don't
fucking
stop posting
flop.
fucking images. I hate you guys, dude.
What if someone did the flop?
Everybody do
Ow.
the flop on the ball pit.
Mhm.
So Dan, what would you say the people that are like up and comers when it comes to workshop creation?
Well, like the three people who are gonna cancel their creative project by the end of
Yeah.
the month. No, but okay. I would say, what would I say? I don't know. Just like make something new, please.
Real.
That's it.
I mean, what else am I supposed to say? Like the more I say, the less freedom I give
I
them,
guess that's
right?
fair.
Like if I say like make a deathmatch map, but make it medium instead of small, and then
Oh
put
my
like
God.
jungle trees on it, please. Thank you very much. That is my Unturned map.
Fortnite.
I just want to say, okay, there's been like a development because like there's a couple people who like all they do is like make maps like all the time, and there's only like 6 of us, and we've developed like such a sense of humor that like you literally can't explain it to another like human being and like make them understand it. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I don't know. Sometimes I go on the subreddit and I see some guy making like a map suggestion post. I send a screenshot of it, and I'm like, "How much do you want to bet this guy's gonna suggest his home country?" And then I open it, and he suggests his fucking home country.
Nice.
I don't know. Yeah, just shit like that is kind of funny. Like I don't mean to shit on people, but like if you suggest an unturned map should be made after your home country, like you've kind of failed already.
Yeah, I need a South Sudan map by the next year.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, what do you think about a carpet rework?
No,
Okay,
I don't
I
talk
just
about
want to
carpet right
say-
now. Please don't.
Okay, I'm just gonna share. I'm just gonna share my 2 cents because there's been a bunch of map reworks coming out recently. I just want to share my 2 cents because I
I'm very
think
afraid.
maps should get updated. Like for example, France has broken grass that should be fixed. But I think the big problem is like maps have already kind of got like a reputation attached to them, and like that means like if you are gonna make a remake, like some people are just gonna dismiss it and say like, oh, it's like this goofy ass map. I don't want to play this goofy ass map. Whereas like if you're making something from scratch, which like a lot of these remakes are anyway, why not just like change the name of the map, right? To make it like something new and exciting.
That's why I'm like, why are you just changing the
One
name? Because
year.
in my opinion, the map, so one of the maps that are being more of a carpet is, from what I've seen, is being changed too heavily, and it's not even carpet anymore. I'm like, you're ruining the point. You're ruining the point of carpet with your changes. It's not what it's supposed to be, and what you're basically doing is just kind of just stunting yourself. Again, like you said, you're stunting yourself because you're naming yourself after a map that a lot of people already give it a reputation of being either bad or just like eh. And you don't want that. You don't want to be like Ireland that had like 3 updates and nobody knew about them. Like, you don't want that. Like,
To quote Staswalle, Ireland had an update.
exactly. Like, it's no, but that's like real though. Like, you don't want to have that. First impressions are everything. That's why nobody cares about Belgium. That's why nobody cares about Ireland. That's why nobody cared about Greece after the updates. Like, that's what happened. Like,
You guys remember Cyprus? Okay, I just want to share a funny
Also
story about Cyprus. I remember me and Renaxon were playing Rust at the time. The Cyprus update came out. I was so mad. I was so angry. I looked at the screenshots. I was like, This is the laziest piece of shit I've ever seen. I'm sorry if Games Too Much is watching this video, but
He's
okay.
not.
And then I booted up my game. Went into the like single player section. The map was misspelled. I joined a server on like the arena map version of the game. The whole lobby was made out of compound. There was a cake made out of a silo and a candle. And would you believe it? Fucking Games Too Much himself was on the server. So like I got a bunch of friends together. We were playing the only Cyprus arena server with 7 people. The rest were empty. And then he played for 2 rounds and then he left. Which really says a lot about society. But I managed to. There's a really funny video of somewhere on the internet of me dabbing on him, and it has really funny music. So if you want, you can probably find that. If it's still public, it should be still public. But no. And then like after that, like nobody played the map ever again. And I remember I was like, you know what I'm saying?
The thwomp.
No, like,
The thwomp from Mario.
You know what I'm saying? The form from Mario. You remember the one fucking girl who looked like the foam?
Oh my god.
What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
I'm just gonna say this. Would you rather fight Cyprus or Belgium underline final underline V9.9?
Dude, I would fucking fold Belgium. I would like, you know, like,
Yes.
fucking two hits in the face, like knock him over, you know, maybe swift kick in the nuts.
Ooh.
One hit and it's over.
One hit and it's over.
I'm being brought back from the dead.
No, think about it. Like if if Belgium was a baby, I would hit its soft spot.
What?
Someone clip that. Someone clip that.
What do you mean?
Just make it sound like if there was a baby, I'd hit soft spot. Get out of
I mean, I would.
That's a moment. Well, I don't know what else to ask you, Dan. I really don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. No, you didn't.
We can
Let's
always
see.
go
Are there any future maps that you want to make? Basically, like any real life locations at all?
Real life locations? Nah. I don't have any real life locations in mind, but no, okay. I recently moved to Edinburgh, and whenever I walk through like any of the fucking streets here, like this whole city is like so beautiful. Like holy shit. Like I'm so tempted to just like make it, but like I don't know what the gameplay would be like. Like there's a quote from her in Iceland. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. But it was essentially something along the lines of the fucking urge to just make an unturned map so it looks like really good with no gameplay. Something like that.
Yeah, I remember
That's my
that.
mentality.
Okay, so
That was everyone's fucking mentality.
we got
What's
some
up?
questions from the audience. I wanna end off on before we end the episode.
These better not be really unfunny.
Okay, so the first one is will you make more fish?
Skip.
By Azzy. Next one is why
Skip.
are you Polish by Merle?
Skip.
Next one is what inspired you to make the new map?
The new map, I think it was kind of like the gameplay of Elver, and then especially like Arid that came after it. Really encouraged like people to be really sweaty and play for like hours and hours and hours on end. So I just wanted to make something you could like hop on like really quickly, fuck around a bit, you know, shoot some people with blunt force equivalent, I guess. Progress through the dead zone if you so wish. Experience like quests like really quickly, and then just like, you know, log off for the day. Yeah, that's it, I guess. Like Elver X Washington in a way.
Okay, by the same person. Favorite mythical effect that you've created? Favorite mythical effect?
I'd say okay. I really like Fire and Ice Dragon, but I didn't make those. So I guess Sacrificial. I remember when I was making it, somebody told me. I'm not gonna name drop because I'm not rude, but somebody told me this is such a bad effect. Nobody's gonna pay for it. Because it's like you know, it's not stackable and it's like 2D or whatever. And literally, I think the most expensive item from the box was the Sacrificial fucking feline hair, which sold for like 300 or 400 which is kind of crazy. Like if I got like a share of like the sales from the Steam market, I could literally buy Alton Isle. I could be living on like a private island, have like I don't know, like 7 private jets, like luxury cars, like a Bugatti, like fucking I don't know.
Those questions were made by Liam Does Games.
Liam Does Games, my
The
man.
next question is by Plus Blade. Are you familiar with the hit rapper and artist DaBaby?
Skip.
Who is Magical Burrito?
Who is Magical Burrito? Okay, wait. Who asked
Mega
this
Mind.
question? Oh, okay. Magical. I don't actually know how we met him, but back in the day, I used to play a lot of Unturned Survival in Washington, and I used to play with Witness Protection and Serati and some other people, and then one day, like I'm pretty sure Magical Burrito just sent Serati like a Romanian shirt as like a donation, and like I don't know how it happened, but he ended up playing with us. And yeah, he was from Serbia. And yeah, we just ended up like playing with him for a while, and then like a year or so ago, he kind of like disappeared to go do like his own thing, I guess.
Have you heard from him since?
We haven't talked much to him since, but he was a funny guy. He was a funny guy.
Interesting. All right, this question is from the leaker. A question for Dan. The origin word.
Which
The
leaker?
origin word of wed.
Origin of wit? I don't even know, man. It's just like one of those things that like there's no beginning to it. Like I don't even remember the first time I said it. I don't remember why I said it, but it just kind of was like a meme back in the day.
All right, next question is: what inspired the change from making YouTube content to making maps?
Oh, we've kind of talked about that. It was just
Yeah.
boring, and no more
Will you ever
ideas.
stop making maps?
Like okay, I just want to say one more thing because like the problem with YouTube was like it took like 2 seconds to make something. But it was really hard to think of ideas. But for maps, it's like easy to think of ideas, but it takes like years to make something. So like that's like I guess the main thing. I guess.
Wait, actually, Dan, since when you were doing YouTube, shorts didn't really exist.
No.
Do you think it would have been different if shorts existed and you can make shorter form content, therefore more videos or something like that?
I mean, no, that's the thing. Like, I used to make a lot of videos like really quickly. Like, it wasn't a problem of like how long the videos took to make. It was how long it took me to get ideas because I could make videos faster, and then I would just run out of ideas that way. But then, okay, an interesting thing is because shorts nowadays like are like super OP apparently. Like, you make a short and it gets like 7 bajillion views. Back in the day, that used to be the case for live streaming, because that was like right when live streaming came out on YouTube. I remember I had a friend, like I would tell him about all this YouTube stuff. So he was like, "Okay, I wanna start doing YouTube too." And he started live streaming himself, fucking digging out the Terraria world, and he got like I think like 15,000 subscribers in like a month or two or some shit. It was crazy, and like it was so stupid. I remember one time me and him like we went to a friend's birthday party, and then he just left his stream on, and it was literally just his subscriber counter, and like we would just watch it during like the birthday party. Like it went up like 3,000 in a day. Like live streaming used to be so stupid.
Yeah, I remember people talking about it.
But then you had to stop. Then you had to stop because he like went to Poland, so didn't have time for it.
No. All right. Well, next question.
The worst fate.
Will you
I took a
ever
walk to Poland.
stop making maps for Unturned?
It really depends. Like I don't know what I want to do with my life at the moment. Like I'm in 3rd year of university right now, but I'm doing computing science, and like if I get a computing science job, I like may as well just off myself like right there and there. Like I don't know. I think Unturned is like a really great opportunity, but like if I can't think of anything exciting to do, like I'm not gonna force it, you know? Like I would love to just like sit all day and just like make maps, but like I mean real life kind of gets in the way, and like motivation issues
I'm
and
just
shit.
saying, Nelson. When we have a talk, we need to talk very, very long. The next question. Wait, the continuation of the map guides, modding guides, or anything else? Where are they?
I don't think that's gonna happen. I had the script written out for like some Unity stuff, but then I realized how nuanced the Unity stuff really is. Like there's just a lot of like it's like an easy concept, but there's just a lot of different options that people will need to use very frequently that I just can't cover in like a really short format. And second of all, one thing that kind of like I guess demotivated me from making the rest of those was like half of those are outdated now because like the dev kit doesn't exist. Like you can't like copy over like foliage and shit anymore because that's done through like the master bundles, and like just half of those videos are outdated. Like I doubt anything is gonna change drastically anytime soon, but it's just kind of like yeah.
I see. The sixth question this person asks is, when you will make a new content based on the original game, something like 2021, 2022 Christmas Quest content. I don't know what that means, but
Oh, because I think that's about like the Christmas update I made like last year. I wanted to do a Halloween one, but I was I was quite busy, so I just decided like nah.
I see.
Maybe like for next year or something. But I'd have to see if Nelson would be down for that again. But I don't know. It really depends.
All right then. The next question is from Merle. He asked if do you want to be friends?
Pass.
Damn.
Hey.
I guess I want to ask you a question then. Will you do another Christmas update?
I don't know what I would even do, honestly.
I see.
Like, because I had like the idea of like, oh, there's gonna be like some task you can do like on every map, and like I did it, and like I'm not sure what more I could do.
Did you say task?
Sus.
Dun 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 dun.
See, I didn't make the reference.
That's not even my
I
job.
didn't make the reference that time.
What was your joke?
So, don't blame me for that. Don't blame me for that.
Hey, can you stop sabotaging O2 in my room? Holy shit.
There's enough stats, isn't there? Alright, next question is from Danaby2.
Oh.
Yes, what took you the most time to do on any map you've ever made?
That's very vague,
It's very
isn't
broad,
it?
he says.
Very broad. It took the most time to make on any map. Okay, this is gonna be such a shit answer, but the fucking model for Bunker Arena, because at the time I had no idea how modeling worked, so I was like doing like everything in my power to make sure like all the loop cuts and like everything like lined up like properly like across the model, because the way I made it was like started off on like the bottom floors and then just like extruded it up half a meter, made any like doorways, anything I needed to do, then like extruded it again, and then I basically did it like a 3D printer, which was really ineffective. And it took me a while, and there was no point to it anyway because I would just dissolve the model and then everything would disappear. But like I was learning it at the time, so yeah. I don't know how long it took exactly, but I remember just like grinding that shit, and it just like wasn't nearing completion like as fast as I wanted it to. It kind of looked like Swiss cheese, honestly. Like I wish I had the model so I could send a picture, but like nobody edits this episode anyway, so it's not like people could see. But like, just imagine like a block of Swiss cheese like in Blender.
I see. All right, the leaker asks again. What do you think about Rio de Janeiro?
Oh
Dude.
no.
Also,
Guys, I love Rio.
Also about old
You're
kids like
lying.
Greece, France, Belgium, etc.
Well, okay, if we he didn't specify what I think about the maps. What do I think about Rio de Janeiro in real life? My cousin went to South America on holiday and she got robbed at gunpoint.
Accurate. Honestly.
Accurate. No, but I mean we've kind of discussed like about these maps already, I guess. So I'm just gonna refer you to like 30 minutes ago.
He also asks what do you think about Carpet and Yukon specifically?
I think
Because-
Yukon is a really bad map. Okay, people are gonna like shit on me for this, but like Okay.
No.
Here's
Did you
the
just say
thing.
something correct?
Playing on Yukon gives me an existential crisis, right? Because no matter which location you go to, it's gonna like okay, you have to choose between getting a fucking hawkhound or like a sport shot. Like that, like, like what's the point of raiding anyone? You're just gonna get like a master key with 2 fucking bullets in it, right? Or like more charges to raid more people to get more master key bullets.
No, he's right.
Like I remember me and Serati played on Yukon like a year ago, like just to play it, like see what it's like, because I'm pretty sure that was the time, like I don't know, there might have been like some change made to it or something, but we were just playing it. Like I was going through like an existential like breakdown, like I was like, what the fuck are we gonna do? But then out of nowhere, fucking shining beacon of hope, we go to like the fucking collapsed bridge in the north. And there was a fucking Russian furry base, and we made it our fucking goal to fucking raid the shit out of it. And then we broke like 2 walls, and then we stopped playing. Carpat, I think Carpat was interesting in the sense that like it tried something new, but like having aces spawn in the dead zone while you can get a like busted ass SMG from civilian locations is not a very good
I
idea in
just
my
think
opinion.
like I mean like it was pre-designed.
I
It was
feel-
pre-designed when you go to the dead zone in the north and you would get like a Colt with like 1 bullet in it. Like that was amazing. That was amazing loot.
I think I kind of feel responsible for that in a way because I was invited to the playtesting of that map and I didn't point out anything. I was just like,
Wait, so you allowed the bridge
I don't know.
being broken?
which
the
bridge?
the tunnel being broken. My bad.
No, we told him about it, and I remember Renaxon sent him like the line, but I think the biggest problem was like the language barrier was very real because it was very hard to understand like some of their English accents, and it was like really obvious that some of them just didn't understand English at all.
Yeah,
Back then at least.
we should have Belka on the show.
Yeah.
we should like just like crucify him. No, you did say the right thing about Yukon though. It's just genuinely a bad map. Anyone that says otherwise is literally deranged. You are deranged if you think Yukon is a good map. You are deranged.
The people who say Yukon is a the people who say Yukon is a good map are the same people who are like, where are the vanilla servers? Like, even though SOD has hosted servers consistently for the past 2 or 3 years.
Where are the vanilla servers?
Like,
I kind of get those people. I kind of get those people because I'm like a vanilla player myself, and outside of SOD there are barely any. But yeah, just go play on SOD. Really, they've got like
SOD, like it's really not that hard.
If you want to be,
Like people,
yeah.
people. Okay, I just want to rant about this because like this is like the only occasion I'm gonna get. Survival based means absolutely nothing. Like people are like, Unturned 4.0 should be survival based, but survival based it like really depends.
It's so
on
broad.
like it changes from person to person. So like, I mean, I think that's one of the challenges
what
that
does
Unturned 4.0
survival
would.
mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's one of the challenges Unturned 4.0 would have to face, like, hypothetically, if it got on pause. Because everybody wants it to be survival-based, but everybody has a different definition of
Technically,
survival-based,
The Sims
right?
is survival based.
Some people say like, what is survival based? Like what eat food and drink
that's
water?
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the
I
fuck
will
is
say
that?
this.
Like, should you be forced to hunt? Should you, like... Should there be like no gun spawns? Should you like be forced to craft guns? Is Rust more survival based than Unturned because you need to craft an AK?
People say survival based, but what they mean is PvE, and PvE in this game is not
It
that
doesn't
good.
work
Like,
on multiplayer. It doesn't work on multiplayer
it doesn't
games
work
because
in
no matter what, it's gonna be easier to kill another player to get like 2 hours worth of loot than to loot for 2 hours for yourself. Like that's always gonna be the case.
Thing is, you can't. I don't think you can really. Okay, you can make it interesting because, as I said, the Kuwait boss is something new, right? But like, you would need to kind of remake the AI of the zombies in game, and I don't think you can do that with a curated map.
I remember a bunch of people telling me that Elver was the best PvE map, like on single player. Like,
That
and I was
sounds
like
delusional.
flabbergasted by that. But
Oh,
I think it does have a lot of sense to it. First of all, because there's the quest line that like gives you an experience,
yeah.
which is like, and the second thing is there's just a lot of stuff to do. Like if you treat it as like a to-do list, like you could play on it for like
Exactly.
hours.
I agree.
No. It's a it's actually, yeah, it's a good single player map because Elver is like the only map that I've played that actually like the quest. I wanna do the quest line.
Yeah, so you can get the shit from it, and like
Exactly. It's not like the quest line doesn't feel like a burden. Okay, it actually feels like that's what you're supposed to do.
Mhm.
because it's stuff you're gonna do anyway, right? Hard beacons, like you're gonna do
little.
hard beacons. You're gonna be killing zombies. You're gonna be going to the dead zone, right?
You gotta do horde beacons on specific locations in Russia, of course.
We don't talk about the Belgium
And
quest line.
okay, that's another thing about like fetch quests and stuff is like a lot of the time, like you just have to Google it. Like literally, that's how I did the quest in Russia. That's how everyone did the quest in Russia because okay,
Yes.
Doesn't make sense.
Yes, exactly. That is true.
in my opinion, if you are gonna do a fetch quest, make it so you can get the item from multiple places, not like one really specific place. Like
On the
like
dead
I remember
zone.
specifically on Russia, the fucking quest where you need to go to the dead zone and pick up like the capsules. You need to go to 4 specific spots on a fucking large map. On a large map. What? Why not make it so you need to only find like one of the 4 capsules? Like that's a lot more fun because like you have a higher chance of like actually completing it yourself without having to
Yes.
www.google.
But those capsules aren't even at like interesting
In
locations.
the
They're just like
open.
in the
Yeah.
grass. Yeah, they're just
Alright,
lying
that's
there.
annoying, but to me the most annoying part is going back to the
Yes.
Liberator just to
Yes,
get a
exactly. I was just
dude,
about to bring it up. I
what
was
the
just
fuck?
about to bring it up.
Put that at the top of the map.
You have to. The fact that you have to swim there, okay? That's the worst thing. That's what I like about the Elver save zone because you teleport to it, or you can use a heli if you have one, but you can teleport to it from more than just one location. That is very good. The the Kuwait save zone, yes, it's an island, but at least there are boats, okay?
And it's not that far away.
It's not that far away. The arid save zone is just the spawn point, okay? It's just the location on the map.
Liberator.
Like
Okay, I just want to say
it's pretty
that-
accessible. You know, what the best like imagine like fetch quest is unturned could be so much more like fun and less daunting, I guess, if you could just like find the item and just return the quest like remotely. You don't have so you wouldn't have like I don't know, you can just like call them on the phone and say, yeah, I did it, and they just like airdrop you the reward or something like that.
I actually, you know what? I was actually thinking about this a lot. It's actually really curious that you bring this up because, I was thinking like really critically about quests, when making quests for Polaris. There's really 3 parts to like what makes a fetch quest. You have going from the safe zone to the item. There's getting the item, and then there's going back to the safe zone, right? So one of the ideas I had actually, is that like I don't know, you would go to a military location, which you would go to anyway. Like that's the first part I described, going to the location. So you would go to a military location that you would loot anyway. You would want to loot that anyway because it's a military location. You would find a radio, and there would be like 3 or 4 places where you could find that radio, so it's not like frustrating. You don't need to Google it. And then once you found it, there would be like, you know, hypothetically, there would be like a helicopter that would like fly in, pick you up, and teleport you to the safe zone, so you could immediately do it. I didn't end up doing that because having like a teleport out of like a you know PvP location, I guess, would kind of be weird. But
yeah, like.
But it's still easy to access the safe zone because there's a bunch of
Being able
teleports
to
too.
return the quest remotely and even accept them remotely. If you could just like have a fucking phone and just call them in the safe zone, okay?
Alright, someone is
because
probably gonna crucify me for pointing this out, but there was a season in Fortnite
Okay,
that actually
that's
did
it.
something similar.
All right, guys. So this concludes this episode of the Unturned.
No, because like, what types of quests are there in Unturned? There are the collect regular items, collect quest items, kill zombies. Are there any kill player quests? I know that.
There are kill player quests, but people don't usually do them because it makes the map like impossible in single player.
Oh yeah, true. Kill zombies quests.
Kill
Like-
animals.
Kill animal. If you look at the most boring part is just walking from the safe zone to
Yeah.
where you need to do it. Like kill zombies and like kill animals. It's not like that bad. And like kill items. There's kill items. I am get items because like you can do that basically anywhere. But if you
like
have
passively,
if you have a specific quest item, that is just like go there and go back. Hold W for an extended amount of time. That's what the quest is. It's not collect the item.
All right then.
Just hold W for like 3 minutes. That's the quest.
I think there
don't
is a lot. I think there is a lot you could do with quests simply because, like it all works on like flags and stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
technically, there's like infinite possibilities for it. You can make like cinematic quests or whatever. But
Yo, imagine this. Like you can craft like a barricade that is like a beacon. And like the reward, first of all, you can like return the quests remotely with like a phone or something, and then you put the beacon in your base, and that's like they airdrop the stuff to where the beacon is, basically.
yeah, that would be sick.
That could be good. Yeah.
All right.
Huh?
We'll leave on
Write that down.
idea.
Hey, try
Write
to
it down.
write it down. Write it down.
I think we're done. We've ran an hour and like 15 minutes in.
Oh, I have one more question. One final question.
What are
That-
those? Okay, what's up?
Danaby2. What got you into FL Studio?
Oh, that's a good question. We're finally getting to talk about something that's not unturned. Okay, so
Exactly.
It's like this.
I'm actually gonna have to cast my memory back because I don't fucking remember. I'm pretty. It was just kind of like a fascination with like electronic music, I guess. Cause I used to listen to I still listen to a lot of electronic music. Like that sort of shit. And I started getting recommended like these videos of like fucking making a sick beat in 7 seconds or like how I made this track, and it was just like really fascinating. Like you have a program where you can make like literally any sound imaginable, right? So I mean, I had some like curated map revenue at the time, so I downloaded it, got a few plugins, started like messing around for a bit.
When was that?
I think that was like right after Athens Arena.
Ooh,
Or maybe after Bunker. It was a while ago, honestly.
was a while ago.
And I remember I was like, I'm gonna quit Unturned map making. I'm gonna make beats.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
make fucking the next
No.
Avicii. That never happened. No, but it was quite fun. But I stopped doing it because I didn't find the process really fun. Like I just more enjoyed like fiddling around with like synthesizers and like seeing what kind of funny sounds I could make. But when it came to actually putting like fucking drum loops and making melodies and like assembling it all together, like it just felt like a hassle, honestly.
I see.
Huh.
How much effort did you put into X-Ray? How much time have you spent on that?
I spent like 20 minutes of it because there's this
Banger. I'm gonna say it's a banger. Okay.
I mean, it is a banger, but the only reason it is a banger is because it's like 3 samples and like 1 automation. Because I got all the samples off of Splice, which is like you pay like a certain amount per month and you can download a certain amount of samples. I just searched up psytrance, which is what the genre is. Took a melody, took a beat, took some hi-hats, slapped it all in FL Studio, 138 BPM, made the automation like cut off the high end of like the melody, so it goes like right, and then I just looped it, and that was the main song. And then for the radio, I made like an extended version of it, which I only spent like 30 minutes on too.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the arid music that plays in the shop collectively took me like I think half an hour. Easiest money on my life, by the way.
Damn. I should start making music for
Don't
these
worry.
unturned map
Don't worry.
people.
No one listens to the podcast at this point.
Okay.
Nobody listens to.
I want to ask. Okay, now that we've made it clear, this is literally the last thing I'm probably gonna ask. This is the last thing, and then if nobody's listening right now, so I know it's nobody's gonna hear it, so it's actually a question between us.
I already know what he's gonna ask.
Is there any lore in any of your maps?
Oh, I didn't know that he was gonna ask that. I usually like going for like the illusion of lore rather than like actual lore itself. So like I put a bunch of creepy things, but I don't actually put any like thought behind them, because that's kind of come from my experience of like Unturned, I guess. Because like back in the day, I remember like the most fun thing that me and my friends used to do when we played on like a PI server was we would like go to like Scorpion 7 and we would like make all these like crazy theories about it, like, oh look, the fucking glass is broken, like this is where the zombies like spawned, and like I don't know, like apparently the whole story of Unturned is really incoherent, or at least like that's what Serati tells me. So like, I mean, if I were to ever make lore, I think it would focus more on characters
That's
rather
what Scott
than like.
Coffin did.
What did he do?
Like I don't think Scott Coffin had any lore, to be honest. He just like did
with
a lot.
FNAF?
Yeah, with FNAF. He didn't have. It was just a bunch of creepy stuff, and then people started making theories, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if I ever were to make like a proper story, it would definitely focus more on characters rather than like, oh, the zombies got here because of like the plane crash and like the ships, you know.
Okay, yeah, I want to ask you another question. Since what is the question you thought I was gonna ask you?
Yeah.
Because you said like, oh, now that nobody's listening, I can ask the big question, which I think was going to be like, because we were talking about like how much, like Staswalle said he was like, oh, easiest money of my life. I thought you were going to ask me how much money have you made, but like I dodged a bullet there. I guess.
I wasn't gonna ask that because I know you made like $2.
Yeah, $2 Canadian. Yeah. Dude, the fucking pound fell by like 90%.
Your money
like
is worthless
this year.
now.
Kind of sucks. Anyway, before the episode ends, I just wanna make a call out to all the watchers right now. If anybody makes Airfix models, send me a picture of them on Twitter. Because, dude, I used to make that shit like back in my War Thunder days. I used to just like sit down and make like Airfix models all day. And I recently bought another one. It's a Hawker Hurricane. Hold on, Mark IIC. And I've been like painting it over the past few days. And it's fun as fuck.
Hurricane.
Yeah, Hurricane. I was gonna get a Fucker Wolf 190, but they didn't have any. Well, no, at least not the starter kits, because I don't know where all my paints are.
British propaganda.
British propaganda. Yeah, British plane in a British store.
British.
I give it like a little desert camouflage. It's kind of cute.
I seen that plane. Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
He has seen it, but he didn't give me any black paint, so I can't paint the propeller until I buy some black paints tomorrow.
I see. Well, Dan, I guess that's everything that we wanted to talk about, and to think that you were not going to be here today.
How was I not going to be here?
I'm memeing. Thank you again. Thanks again, Danaby, because you're among us. You're
no problem.
Little imposter.
I'll be waiting for my check in the mail.
The 0.2 cents. I don't even pay staff that much.
Yeah. The thumbnail better be a banger for this episode.
I don't know.
Oh, the thumbnail. Who's doing it?
Wait, I thought you were making it.
When are you?
Damn. No. All right. Well. Thanks again, Dan. And my final question is: if you love me.
Why are you so sad?
All right, everybody. That concludes this episode of the Unturned Podcast. Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna go piss. I really need to piss.